Hey, thanks for joining. Um, have you ever bumped your knee or stubbed your toe on the corner of the bed? I know I've seen a lot of memes out there where that's like fire pain, and that's bad enough. But the worst part is you do it again and again and again. Like I know for a fact that at least somebody watching this has stubbed their toe or bumped their knee more than once on the same corner or edge of the bed, because I'm watching this and I know I've done it more than once. So today, actually, I bumped my knee on the corner of the bed, but this was not the first time. I actually have a scar and a bruise that is still fresh and new from bumping it the other day and the other day. And probably, I think I've done it probably like 4 or 5 times, don't judge me, within the past month. And it hurts. Like I was just talking to somebody yesterday who bumped their knee or their shin or something somewhere, and we were comparing war stories about bumping this knee, and we started laughing about like, how is it that that you don't see it, like it's there, like you're looking right at it, or when you trip over like a cord that's low to the ground where you're walking to pick up your feet, but you still trip. Like, did my brain not register to pick your foot up even more? It was my brain not registering that this corner of this bed is here. The bed did not move. The bed is not out to get me. It did not attack me. So what is going on? So today I was able to just step back and kind of analyze it for a second. So I bumped my knee and I'm like, okay, now seriously. And so I look down and I'm looking all over like, what is it that's making me still do this, as if it's not me? Like, it's not me. There's something in my environment, there's something in my vicinity that is causing me to make this mistake constantly. But then I started thinking, I'm trying to cut the corner, and that's why I keep hurting myself. And so I was taking it a little further. I'm like, well, cutting corners doesn't get the job done. In the long run, you end up hurting yourself because you're cutting corners. And then I'm looking like, well, why am I cutting this corner? What is registering in my brain that I feel the need to cut it short when I'm walking in this space of, getting around my bed? And there's a basket there. Now, don't judge me. It's a basket of clothes. In my home, clothes get washed, but it's going to take about 24 to 78 hours before they get folded. So, I mean, it is what it is. So that basket's there. And that's probably a whole other talk. But what I was doing was I was underestimating the space that I had to get around that corner. And so in my brain, I'm like, I don't have enough space, so I need to limit my steps or my movement so that I can get around this corner of the bed. But in every instance, I was bumping into the corner of the bed and hurting myself. One, because I was overestimating or underestimating the amount of space I had. Two, there was something in my way that needed attention to be moved. And three, it was not the environment in its own self. It was me, and I was trying to cut the corner to get something done. And that something was just walking out the room. So I say that to say, cutting corners could cause harm. There's a process and things that have to be done. And that sometimes we think, I know for me, but I think with there being so much access to social media in the world, that sometimes we think that there is no process, or people that are doing things that we want to do, or the thing that we are trying to do, it's taking a long time because we're not getting there fast enough. And so that we are underestimating the amount of space that we have, meaning whether that's our capacity in space, meaning that's the time in space, it's being underestimated. And sometimes we have to sit back or back up to take a look at that space and move some things out the way, address some things that are in the way, pay attention, give attention to some things that are in the way. So for me, in practical sense, that's that basket of clothes. I need to move that out the way, and not so much move it to another space, because then that could cause another issue, but fold them, put them away, get it out of the way, put it where it's supposed to be, tend to it, tend to that thing that's in the space, so that you can be able to move effectively where you're trying to go without cutting corners and hurting yourself.